Hey, you doing YouTube's Will from Little Development. This is my 457th weekly update. No, I did not do any training at all this week. It just was not an option. The Stones, well, if I'm being honest, they just beat the hell out of me. Went up to North Carolina. It ended up being just driving there and then back. Um, about 19 hours of total driving. So this is over the course of 4 days from Saturday. I arrived Saturday at 8 p.m., I think. Worked from Sunday, helped load plates and things like that, and then got through 8 stones on Sunday. Or, yeah, Sunday. I forget about what time I finally called it. I probably should have just done one more bin that day, honestly, but I was tired. I went to bed kind of late on Saturday evening, woke up kind of early on Sunday morning. Um, I should have done 3 bins, which would have been 12 stones, but came back on Monday, also helped load some plates, move some stuff around, got all that, helped out much as I could. And then got through two and call it a quarter more bins uh, on Monday, and then was just one of my grinders just quit, which I kind of thought it might. This is why I brought a second one with me. And then we just man, the little polish pads I use, they just quit. They just didn't want to work right, and man, it was a pain in the ass. So I've got a little bit extra work to do next week while I'm up in West Virginia. I will be leaving probably Tuesday morning, maybe even Monday evening, just so I can get there on Tuesday and get a whole extra other day of work just to make sure everything is done. I've got what's today? Friday, so Saturday and Sunday, and obviously most of Monday to make sure I've got everything I need for the show. It's not enough that I have to run a booth and look semi professional while I'm there. It's also going to be making sure that the stones are good and especially the weights are legible. And it was one of those things where I realized this is things I go through. The stencils that I used to mark all those stones are they no longer exist. They just over the years they just went bad. It just is what it is. So I made my own stencils because I could not find that same font stencils anywhere. And I was like, oh, I'll just wipe all the numbers off and redo them with this. And it kind of occurred to me that as I was going through and went through about what 16 or so of the stones, I was just like, out of these 16 or 20 that I actually looked at, like thoroughly, probably only one or two of them were kind of illegible. And I'm like, well, that sucks. I don't want to remark all of them. So, got to figure out a solution for that too. Finish up those stones. But I just want to make sure I have plenty of time. I mean, the reality is the stones aren't used till Sunday evening. So, in theory, I have all that time from Tuesday until Sunday to get them done. But it's one of those things where I just want to get it done, get it out of my head, get it so I don't have to think about it anymore, and just, move on, essentially. Then I can just worry about the booth, and then on Sunday, worry about the tacky removal and application stations, which should go pretty okay. I have a very decent plan this go around, and everything should work out. And well, that's just it. I'm confident everything will work out. I have to be. Yeah, so it's going to be 12-hour drive up, and then I have to be back Monday by noon, which means I cannot leave any later than Sunday at noon or at midnight, and I have zero intentions of doing so. I may just make a quick cameo at the after party on Sunday, which I don't even know where that is or when it is. But I'll just make a quick little brief cameo, say hi, say bye to everybody, and then be on my way because 6 days away from the house is more than enough for me. So I will be. I'm excited to be there. Don't get me wrong, but it's still one of those things. It's a very stressful time for a lot of people, not just myself, for this show. And it's one of those things. I've been thinking about it, not necessarily all year, but definitely most of the year, and then all of a sudden here it is. So I doubt I'll get much of any kind of training done next week either. I probably will do my best to maybe in the morning do some sort of like quick little, sort of jailhouse workouts, some push-ups and air squats and things like that, just to feel like I've done something. Uh, and yeah, and I enjoyed myself on Thanksgiving, and then I'll be going back to a on the road sort of diet. Gonna do my very best to try to not eat too terribly, but duty calls. It is what it is. It's work. Got to do it. But once this is over, I should be able to have a much more consistent uh, training and food schedule once again. So I am looking forward to getting back to that sort of routine just a little bit. Nothing makes you miss it like not doing it, and so I'll be very very pleased to be back to my normal schedule, and yeah. I guess the only thing I have to say is I'm looking forward to OSG, and if you happen to find yourself in the Charleston area of West Virginia and you end up going to the show, stop by the booth, say hi. I would love to meet anybody, and if you don't, then what's your excuse?